An unassuming strand of hair, once part of a ritual cord or growing on the head of a child, holds the power to rewrite history. For centuries, our view of the vast Inca Empire came almost entirely from the accounts of its Spanish conquerors. Their chronicles described a rigid society where secrets were kept in a mysterious system of knotted strings called quipus, believed to be the exclusive domain of a specialized male elite. But now, deep within the silent, resilient fibers of archaeological hair, a new story is emerging. Through cutting-edge science, a single hair is challenging long-held beliefs, offering an intimate glimpse into the lives, diets, and rituals of the Inca people. Today, we'll explore two incredible discoveries. One involves a 500-year-old quipu that unravels the mystery of who could truly write in the Inca world. The other follows the final, harrowing journey of children sacrificed to their gods, their life stories meticulously recorded in the silent growth of their hair. To understand why hair analysis is so revolutionary, we first need to grasp the profound significance of hair in the Andean world. Far from being a mere bodily byproduct, the Inca considered hair a sacred vessel containing a person's very essence and identity. This belief was woven into daily life. A child's first haircut, a ceremony known as rutuchi kui, was a major rite of passage. Relatives would each cut a lock of a toddler's hair, offering gifts and blessings. The shorn locks were then carefully kept or given as offerings to the gods. This reverence extended to the highest levels of society. The hair clippings of the Sapa Inca, the emperor, were meticulously saved. After his death, they were sometimes used to create a life-sized effigy that was worshipped as if it were the emperor himself. In this worldview, a person's identity remained within their hair even after it was cut. Women, who wore their hair long and parted, would only cut it as a sign of mourning. This deeply ingrained belief that hair carries identity transforms certain archaeological finds into what are essentially signed historical documents. This brings us to our first major revelation, which challenges the history of literacy in one of the world's great empires. The Inca Empire managed its vast domain without a system of writing as we know it. Instead, they used the quipu, a complex device of knotted and colored cords made from cotton or camelid fibers. The Spanish chroniclers reported that these intricate records were the exclusive purview of a class of male administrators known as quipucamayucs, or knot makers. These officials, drawn from noble families, were believed to be the sole keepers of this coded language, recording everything from census data and tax obligations to histories. This understanding, which confined literacy to a small male elite, was dramatically challenged by the analysis of a single, extraordinary quipu. The artifact, radiocarbon dated to the height of the Inca Empire around 1498, was unique because its primary cord was fashioned not from cotton or wool, but from a 104-centimeter-long strand of human hair, folded and twisted, representing over 8 years of growth. Following the Andean tradition of hair as a signature, researchers realized this was a rare chance to identify the creator of this 500-year-old document. The key lay in a technique called stable isotope analysis. As your hair grows, it incorporates chemical signatures from the food and water you consume. By analyzing microscopic segments of a hair strand, scientists can reconstruct a detailed timeline of an individual's diet and even their geographic movements. Different foods leave distinct isotopic traces. For instance, carbon isotopes can distinguish between diets based on C3 plants like potatoes, common for peasants, and those based on C4 plants like maize, a prestige food for elites. Nitrogen isotopes can indicate the amount of meat in a diet. In the Inca Empire, diet was a clear marker of social status. Elites ate maize, often in the form of chicha beer, and llama meat. Commoners subsisted on tubers and potatoes. The hypothesis was simple. If the quipu maker was an elite quipucamayuk, their hair would reveal a diet rich in maize and meat. When scientists analyzed the hair from the quipu, the results were, as one anthropologist described, a complete shock. The chemical signature pointed unequivocally to the diet of a commoner. It was dominated by tubers and greens, with very little evidence of maize or meat. Furthermore, sulfur isotope analysis, which differentiates between marine and terrestrial food sources, showed the person lived in the highlands, far from the coast. This single piece of evidence directly contradicts the text-based assumption that only high-status officials could create these complex records. The quipu itself was beautifully and intricately made, indicating its creator was highly skilled, yet their diet revealed they were a low-status individual. This suggests that quipu literacy may have been far more widespread than previously believed, practiced by commoners as well as elites. It opens the possibility that ordinary people, potentially including women, could record information, challenging the rigid social hierarchy described by the Spanish. A single strand of hair, acting as a personal signature, held this secret for 5 centuries. If the quipu hair tells a story of daily life, other strands reveal a darker aspect of the Inca world, the ritual of human sacrifice. The capacocha was a state-sponsored ceremony involving the sacrifice of children, often to appease the gods or mark significant events. For years, the details were known only through historical accounts and the frozen bodies of children discovered on the highest peaks of the Andes. But the analysis of the victim's hair has provided a chilling and profoundly human narrative of their final months. The most famous of these victims are the children of Lulailaco, 3 exceptionally preserved mummies discovered in 1999 near the summit of a volcano in Argentina. The eldest, a 13-year-old girl nicknamed the Lulayacu Maiden, has offered the most detailed account thanks to her long, braided hair. Because scalp hair grows at a relatively constant rate of about 1 centimeter per month, her 28-centimeter long hair provided a record of more than 2 years of her life. Using the same stable isotope analysis, researchers pieced together her story. The results showed a dramatic and deliberate preparation for death. For the first part of the timeline, the maiden's hair showed the isotopic signatures of a commoner's diet, based on potatoes and other highland vegetables. Then, approximately 1 year before her death, her diet changed drastically. The carbon and nitrogen isotopes shifted to show a diet suddenly rich in elite foods, maize and animal protein, likely llama meat. This fattening up process indicates the moment she was chosen for sacrifice, elevating her status from that of a peasant to someone of immense ritual importance. The hair also served as a logbook of her drug and alcohol consumption. Further analysis revealed the presence of coca leaves and alcohol from chicha. Both were controlled substances in the Inca Empire, reserved for ritual use. The maiden's consumption of coca began when her diet changed, about a year before her death. In her final weeks, however, the levels of both coca and alcohol in her hair spiked dramatically. This suggests she was heavily sedated as her final journey progressed, likely to make her more compliant and ease her passage into the realm of the gods. When she was discovered, a quid of coca leaves was still between her teeth. This living timeline even tracked her final pilgrimage. In the last few months, shifts in oxygen and hydrogen isotopes, which vary with the altitude of drinking water, correspond to a journey from lower lands up into the high mountains, tracing the solemn procession to the mountaintop shrine where she would meet her end. The analysis even shed light on other ritual acts. The Lulayaco children were found with small bags containing their own cut hair. By matching the isotopic trends in the scalp hair with the hair in the bags, researchers could pinpoint when it was cut, about 6 months before death. This act likely symbolized a separation from her previous life and a step further into her new sacred status. From the social standing of an anonymous record keeper to the final ritualized moments of a sacrificed child, a single strand of hair has become one of the most powerful tools in historical anthropology. It stands as a testament to the Inca belief that hair held a person's very essence, a belief that has, in a way, proven true. Each hair is a microscopic timeline, a biological manuscript that doesn't need translation. This unique artifact, analyzed with modern science, is providing a more direct and intimate connection to the people of the Inca Empire. It challenges established narratives, revealing that literacy might have been more democratic. It gives voice to the voiceless, telling the stories of individuals whose lives and deaths were central to their society. The grand narratives of empires are now being corrected by the microscopic, yet monumental, stories deciphered from a single strand of hair.